Hello and welcome to yet another edition of Trends with LJE, where we'll bring you the latest and developing stories in and across Nigeria and, of course, Africa. I am John Nkamiang. Now, do well to be part of our growing online community by hitting the follow, like, and share button right now on all social media platforms at LJE Nigeria. Joining me to dissect today's trending stories are Miriam Gamale and, of course, Barrister Samuel Meme. It's great to have both the gentleman and lady in the studio.
A pleasure.
Thank you.
Right, let's run straight to our headlines as we look at the latest developing stories. Chelle's alleges voodoo used in Nigeria's World Cup exit. Ace comedian AY slams Super Eagles' performance against DR Congo, tags its show of shame. FCT police officers clash with Lieutenant Yarima over covered plate number while VeryDarkMan recounts in-flight altercation with Mr. Jollof. And Rick Ross hails Davido as a king after sold-out MSG concert. Now, Nigeria's World Cup qualification hopes were dramatically dashed after a penalty shootout loss to DR Congo, but the post-match talk has focused on controversy rather than football, as Super Eagles head coach Eric Chelle has stirred a national conversation about alleging that DR Congo deployed voodoo, what we would call in local parlance juju, during the decisive penalty shootout. This extraordinary claim was captured in a viral ESPN video showing a heated confrontation on the touchline between Chelle and a Congolese official whom he accused of attempting to influence the shootout through mystical means. Now, speaking after the highly dramatic match in Rabat, Coach Eric Chelle explicitly voiced his belief that the Congolese bench attempted to gain an unfair advantage using non-conventional means. His visible distress and the physical struggle captured in the footage underscores the depth of his conviction regarding the alleged spiritual interference. Now, while some claims are often dismissed in global football, the coach's high-profile position gives the allegations some significant weight, reflecting deep-seated cultural beliefs often present in African football rivalries. Now, let's watch Super Eagles coach Eric Chelle a post-match interview as he insists that the Congolese try to use some juju.
Congo staff members, could you give us some? Eric, coming towards the end of the game, I could see that you were a bit frustrated with maybe some of the DR Congo staff members. Could you give us an update on what happened there?
During all the penalty session, a guy of Congo did some voodoo. Every time. So this is why I was a little nervous after him.
Yeah. What did you see?
Yeah, something like that. You know, with the I don't know if it's a water or something like that. You know, so I don't.
Eric, coming
Before I conclude on this story, Miriam, how do you react to this? We can't run away from the fact that this is Africa. As someone who has reported football years back, especially during the Nations Cup, countries like DR Congo, Cote d'Ivoire, and a host of other African countries are known to perform some kind of rituals, either before or during halftime games. So for Nigeria's coach to strongly insist that juju was deployed in the game between the Super Eagles and DR Congo, how do you react to it?
Nigerians and being a whole lot into superstitious beliefs. Yes, it could be possible that they used voodoo. We can't say for sure, you get. But why not look for the reasons or what made you people slack? You're now
rather
trying
than
to blame another person for your mistakes. You get, like, look at these boys that played this match. What was wrong? Did they play? I didn't watch the match. Yeah, but I have people who did, and they said that this other team played far more better than Nigeria. So why are you now coming out to say they did better or they won because of the voodoo. Okay, they've been winning matches, and now instead of them to win matches during play, they now waited for the penalty shootout,
which is anybody's game,
which is anybody, for them to use voodoo. Really, I think it's high time Nigerians sit up, try to take responsibility of our faults, of our issues, instead of looking for who to blame about things going wrong.
Barrister, how do you react to this? I mean, a national team coach suggesting that his side was disenchanted by voodoo.
I actually see that as unreasonable excuse. Probably will expect that team to go into World Cup and they use voodoo on Italy, on Russia. But I don't really think that it's possible, but then that is not enough reason to give for not being able to perform as expected by many Nigerians and football fans from Nigeria.
Well, Chelle's allegations now shift the narrative away from purely tactical or technical analysis of the Super Eagles' performance. Instead of focusing on why the team failed to secure qualification, the conversation has been steered towards external mystical forces. Now, this controversy raises questions about the team's readiness and focus, and whether they claim will be formally addressed by CAF or maybe even FIFA. Ultimately, the incident has left Nigerian football fans to grapple with a disappointing exit and an unprecedented claim of spiritual sabotage. Now, let's go to reactions, where veteran Nigerian comedian and actor Ayo Makun, popularly known as AY, has launched a scattering critique of the Super Eagles' performance in their World Cup playoff loss against DR Congo. Taking to social media, AY described the Super Eagles' display as a show of shame, expressing the frustration of millions of Nigerians who watched the team crash out of the competition. His condemnation highlights the deep disappointment felt across the country over the team's failure to qualify for the next World Cup. AY's harsh words went directly to the technical and motivational deficiencies of the Nigerian side. He insists that the team played without the necessary intensity, tactical discipline, or commitment, labeling the players' effort as lazy and disorganized. This public slamming by a prominent entertainment figure underscores the national scene of underachievement, where a team of highly paid professional players seemingly failed to meet the minimal standard of competitive spirit required for a major tournament qualifier. Now, let's get to hear from the comedian AY as he expressed his disappointment about the Super Eagles' performance against DR Congo.
Full game change. Shame. Shame on you guys. Go back to your clubs. It's a shame. Big shame. Shame. Big shame. Even with referee, everybody tried to help in our career. Big shame. What you people you've proven to us is that without Osimhen, no Super Eagles. The other day I was praising, people came on my page. Hey, why are you praising Osimhen? Why? He come off of feet. He come off of feet. Full game change. Full game change. Shame. Shame on you guys. Go back to your clubs. Shame. 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 Big shame. 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 Shame.
Well, the comedian's sentiments echo a wider demand for accountability within the Nigerian Football Federation, NFF. The team management, AY's use of the term show of shame serves as a rallying cry for an urgent and comprehensive overhaul of the team structure and personnel. The focus must now turn to transparent reforms that can restore pride and performance, ensure that future national team appearances reflect the talent available and the expectations of the Nigerian populace. Well, we'll need to take a quick break. When we return, we'll bring you the story of how FCT police officers clashed with Lieutenant Yarima over covered number plate, and of course, VeryDarkMan's recounting his in-flight altercation with Mr. Jollof, and Rick Ross hailing Davido as a king after a sold-out MSG concert. Stay with us, and don't remember, keep sharing the stream.
Welcome to LJE Studio, where creativity meets production excellence. Whether you're shooting a podcast, hosting a live stream, recording interviews, or bringing your next big idea to life, we've built the perfect space for you. Everything you need to create premium content is right here. Come record, come create, come be inspired. Visit www.ljenigeria.org/LJE-studio or call 0705-245-3714 to book your session today. Welcome to LJE Studio, where creativity meets production excellence. Whether you're shooting a podcast, hosting a live stream, recording interviews, or bringing your next big idea to life, we've built the perfect space for you.
Thanks for staying with us. It's still Trends with LJE. And the Nigerian Navy officer at the center of the confrontation with FCT Minister Nyesom Wike, Lieutenant A.M. Yarima, has reportedly been involved in a new security clash in Abuja. Now, this time, the altercation was with officers of the FCT Police Command. The incident, which is now the second highly publicized face-off involving the lieutenant in days, reportedly stemmed from the officer driving a vehicle with a covered number plate, an act that violates traffic regulations in the Federal Capital Territory. Now, the situation quickly escalated into a shouting match and drew significant public attention. Witnesses confirmed that the dispute focused on the legality of the covered plate, with the naval officer insisting on his rights while the police officers attempted to enforce the law. Now, this second incident thrust Lieutenant Yarima further into national spotlight, with the public now debating whether his recent viral fame is leading to excessive scrutiny of if he is indeed acting above the law by flouting traffic rules. Now, beyond the individual officer's conduct, this clash further exposes the simmering tension between civil law enforcement agencies and military personnel in the nation's capital, especially following the heated Wike incident. It reinforces the perception that some security operatives feel exempted from civilian law. The incident necessitates a high level of directive from the service chiefs to ensure that all uniformed personnel respect civil authority and adhere strictly to Nigeria's traffic laws and regulatory compliances, irrespective of their branch of service. Let's get to see how that incident turned out when Lieutenant Yarima had a face-off with FCT police officers.
The best thing he could do is to start insulting
everybody.
Do you now accept that video upon his wrong deed? He came with a car plate number covered and we stop him. He says he's an officer. Identify yourself, and he cannot identify himself. The best thing he could do is to start insulting
everybody.
Do you now accept that what you did is wrong? You are the one that did wrong things.
Go and report.
You are the one doing wrong things because you said you are an officer and we asked you to identify yourself and you could not do. The best thing you could do is to telling people that everybody are nonsense.
No, I didn't even see him. I didn't see.
Well, Barrister, when videos like this hit social media, it tends to stir up all kinds of conversations. We know civilized crime. There are security personnel who are exempted from certain encounters with civil officers, especially the police. And I'm sure you will also testify to the fact that here in the FCT, there are a number of individuals who drive their cars with covered number plates for quote unquote security reasons. Prior to this video, there was a report of this same young man, Lieutenant Yarima, being trailed in the FCT. It was reported to military authorities that he was almost assassinated, even though the FCT command came out to refute that report. There are schools of thought suggesting that there must be there seems to be some kind of face-off between the police and the military. As a custodian of the law, how do you see, what is your interpretation of this entire scenario?
Well, a few number of things. For what I know, from the point of law, private individuals are not allowed to cover their plate number. First, covering of plate number is associated with official vehicles, official plate numbers. This simply means that during the official hours, you are expected to open your plate number, right? Now, when you are not during the official hours, you are expected to cover your plate number, meaning that you are no longer exercising your power during the official hours. And that is the position of the law as far as that is concerned. Private individuals are not allowed to cover their plate numbers, like private plate numbers, for instance. That is on one part. But I try to look at this video carefully because there have been this rumor trying to discredit this young
man. Exactly.
So I try to look at this video carefully to understand or to get a clear picture of him in that picture. If this person in question is the Yarima in question, because remember 2 days ago there was a rumor that there was an attempt on his life.
Yes.
As far as that is concerned. But I know this is Nigeria where when something happened, people want to, come up with different rumors and stuff like that. I cannot really comment on this issue if this man, the incident in question is
Yarima himself or
just someone just trying to cover, because the picture, the video did not show clearly
his face
is the one. So I don't really want to dwell into the realm of speculations. But like talking about the covering of plate number, it has become a culture right now in this country.
Exactly.
Once you are an aspire to become a politician, you have to cover your plate number for so many reasons. And this is it's not a civilized way to run a system. Almost all plate numbers, in fact, once you have a Toyota Prado, you must always cover your plate number. That is a culture right now in Nigerian political system. And it is wrong. So even private individuals cover their private plate numbers. It is wrong. So whether you are a military officer, there are procedures that you must take to enable you cover your plate number for security reasons and the rest of them. And the examples being laid by our public officials, particularly the
politicians,
the rulers, they tend to cover their plate numbers. In fact, some of them drives with a motorcade, and in fact, they don't even develop the culture of registration.
Some don't even have plate numbers.
They don't have plate numbers. So it is wrong for you to cover up a plate number, whether you're military officers. And when you look at the real military officers, the big ones, they don't cover their plate numbers. So I think it's just for some of these young ones. I sincerely doubt if this video
is Lieutenant Yarima.
Yes.
Miriam, how do you react to this video? Because first of all, this video was actually made by one of the police officers, and one wonders why the police decided even the communication during the video suggests that there was a motive behind this.
The thing is, since this Lieutenant Yarima's case, I think everybody's eyes has been on him. I know during that face-off with the FCT Minister and Wiki, there was a way he spoke to one of the policemen that were there. So either the policemen are trying to get back at him because of that single act. Although this video, like Barcelona is saying now, hasn't showed us if this is really Yarima. Because Yarima hasn't come out to say, okay, I was in the midst of this and this thing happened to me. So now we're just talking per se what we've seen online, you get. But my issue is that covering of plate numbers, because there's a whole lot of insecurity happening in Nigeria, in FCT as a whole, you get. So now a police officer has every right to see a plate number that is covered. This is not an SUV, it is a Toyota Camry. And I think they said it's tinted, you get. So now in FCT, when you see a car that is tinted, they feel that they use those cars for
kidnapping and one chance.
Exactly. So it is right for the police officer to approach you and just identify yourself. There is no big deal there. You're not saying that they're not supposed to stop him or anything. I don't think that makes sense, because the police officer has every right to make sure that this person isn't a kidnapper or something else. That's just it.
And again, in addition, when you cover your plate number, you are generally attracting the eyes of the public. So if you think you are security risk not to cover your plate number, and when you cover the plate number, it automatically means that you are a high profile person. So I don't really see that covering.
It really doesn't make
doesn't really
sense.
make any sense.
It doesn't make sense. All right, moving ahead. Social media influencer VeryDarkMan, VDM, and Mr. Jollof were involved in a heated altercation on board an airplane. A confrontation that has since gone viral and sparked widespread social media debate. VDM took to his platform to recount the drama incident and confirming the clash with Mr. Jollof. Now, the incident arose from a confrontation where VDM insisted on adhering to certain conduct principles, which reportedly led to the verbal spat and between the two online personalities. Now, the immediate reaction on social media has been polarized, with some supporters of both influencers taking sides. VDM described the event as a necessary stand against improper behavior, while details surrounding the exact trigger of the argument remain subject to speculation. Now, the rapid dissemination of the story highlights how quickly personal disputes involving popular figures can become national trends, dominating online discussions and showcasing the volatile nature of celebrity feuds. Now, the incident, which occurred within the confines of a commercial flight, raised broader questions about public conduct and the responsibilities of social media influencers, while the core of the issue appears to be a personal dispute. The public stage on which it was enacted emphasizes the expectation for public figures to maintain decorum, even in private settings. Now, the event provides prime material for the kind of online drama that captivates audience, reinforcing the blurred lines between personal lives and public spectacle for today's influencers. Let's get some background as we watch that video again and probably hear VDM's version of the show. But the latest update is that both of them definitely will spend some time behind bars.
Don't back for that for flag. Go slap you from down. One life.
All right, Miriam, let me start with you. Could this be a skit? Because, I mean, you know, we've seen all kinds of pranks happen on social media. We've seen all kinds of skit happen, all to, you know, get more viewerships, followership, and all of that. Could this have been orchestrated between VDM and Mr. Jollof? We know that there's some kind of beef, but to go to this extent, I mean, it's a bit extreme, don't you think?
It's a bit extreme, yeah, but I don't think you go into an aircraft where there are other passengers and you do something like this. What if you mistakenly injure another person? Then you will not leave that fight and start attending to the person. I don't know when Nigerians would learn how to comport. I beg, whatever it is. But like a whole lot of people are like, what have you seen on Saturday yesterday? If you cannot beat them, bite them. No, bite them.
Bite them.
Bite them, yes.
Encouraging people to bite.
Bite. Exactly. It doesn't make sense.
Barrister, this video, a number of things happen. The word "I will slap you," and then the biting, and of course the physical altercation on board an airline. It suggests, one, that security on a commercial airline seems to be laxed, and Nigerians don't understand the implications of comporting themselves on board a commercial flight. What are the legal implications of all of this?
You see, what you saw, I don't know if they are still in custody or if they've been released, but we're looking forward to the Minister of Aviation to reel out possible punishment, because this is a total embarrassment and it's a show of shame. And that is not a skit. This is a clear assault, and the airline is supposed to be one of the safest means of transportation all over the world. When you have these guys coming in, these are not influencers, they are social media activists, social media influencers, not really influencers in terms of projecting themselves to the public and the rest of them. Of course, because of the kind of skill they play in the social media, people tend to follow them up. And for VeryDarkMan, most time I do listen to some of his advice and his content. If someone could tell me that he could go this low, to fight in an airplane, then I wouldn't really believe it. Or it's quite unfortunate that he brought himself to that level where he had to. But he didn't feel remorse about it, because I also watched
the video that followed,
where he said he actually bites me with his rotten teeth and the rest of them. It's very off, for me. And we look forward to a very stringent punishment, probably for a flight ban for a certain period of time, that will send a strong message to other people who would think that they can carry out such kind. Imagine if this flight was already airborne. So what would you see? That means there will be commotion in the system. It's quite crazy,
Well, still more gist from the entertainment world, where Afrobeat megastar Davido solidified his position as a global music force by delivering an explosive sold-out performance at the iconic Madison Square Garden MSG in New York. Now, the electric concert saw thousands of fans from diverse backgrounds scream, dance, and sing along to his catalog of global hits, making another historic milestone for Nigerian music and the Afrobeat genre worldwide. The phenomenal energy and massive turnout at the arena did not go unnoticed by international music royalty. American rap legend Rick Ross publicly acknowledged the achievement, taking to social media to shower praise on Davido and hailing Nigerian hitmakers as a king. Now, this high-profile shout-out from a major figure in the American rap scene underscores the depth of Davido's influence and global appeal. Let's watch American rap star legend Rick Ross publicly acknowledge Davido's achievements.
Name like that, you a hustler. I love to say your name like that. You a hustler. You a king, my brother. You came to Club Live just to kick it with me when it was 2 nights ago. I love you. You killed Jazz in the Gardens. Davido, you killed Jazz in the Gardens. That live band, it looked like you had 60 people on stage with you, everybody going up. That's what I'm talking about. That's what's inspiring. Davido.
Well, Davido's Madison Square Garden triumph, crowned by the recognition from Rick Ross, is a powerful symbol Afrobeat's undeniable ascendance in global music industry. It showcases the genre's ability to sell out the world's most prestigious concert halls and validate the cultural and commercial viability of African music on the biggest stage. This success continues to break international boundaries, setting new heights for Nigerian artists. As I round up, Miriam, how do you react to the fact that Davido is now being called the king by Rick Ross?
Davido has always been the king.
Wow.
Yes.
Well, we got a Davido fan in the house.
He has always been the king. Yeah, I know he has the resources, he has the opportunity, but he has also put in the work. He's not just relaxed, he's working, even though he has some backup. So kudos, Davido. Congratulations.
Well, that's all the time we have for this edition of Trends with LJE. My sincere thanks to Miriam Gamali and, of course, Barrister Samuel Meme. Thank you for your time on the show.
Thank you very much.
And of course, don't forget to follow, like, and share at LJE Nigeria on all social media platforms to join the conversation and get updates on our next show. I am John Nkamiang. Bye for now.
Welcome to LJE Studio, where creativity meets production excellence. Whether you're shooting a podcast, hosting a live stream, recording interviews, or bringing your next big idea to life, we've